Hey everybody, welcome back, Falcon. Kaiju A Gogo episode number 3. Last episode I fucked up, man. I fucked up. What can I say? I just screwed the pooch on that one. I was trying to laser beam the helicopter, it wasn't really working out. And again, one of the biggest concerns that I have about the game is it's just sometimes a little bit unresponsive when you're trying to get somewhere because the kaiju has to destroy everything in its fucking way. So, I had many occasions where I could have left, I can't blame the game for that. But when it needed to come down to like, oh shit, I'm gonna die, I need to leave now, it just didn't happen because unfortunately I went down when I was trying to really escape. It's my fault. I had a lot of chances to get out of there, but I didn't do it. And unfortunately we went down. I already recovered him off camera, so you have to like sit through that shit. And that's been done already. The only downside is that because we went down, Albuquerque did keep some of the damage that we did to it. They're still at 12.9. The only problem is that all the resources that we picked up for that map was not something that we were able to keep. So that's unfortunate for us because we're trying to, accumulate some stats over here so we can get to the tier 2 abilities for the kaiju itself. So, again, we're going to go back to Albuquerque because they're at 12.9 destruction. I definitely want to see what happens when you get strong arm one of the places to kind of, either give you funds or have them withdraw from the World Defense Council. So, alrighty, here we go. So, last episode we talked about Godzilla, the Hollywood movie, and we talked about all damage is still here? Yeah. So they're at 12.9 right now. Let's actually head towards, I'm trying to get to the center of the city this time around, which is something that kind of keeps... So that's where I was trying to head to last episode, and then I just got a little bit distracted with tanks and shit like that, which I guess I should just probably ignore them for the most part. I'm not sure if you noticed in the world map, there was a little battleship, kind of like something off of, like, Battleship itself, but, those will actually actively attack you in maps that are kind of being protected by them. So right now, if I went to Anchorage, we definitely have to deal with that. For some reason, they're not really protecting Albuquerque, so I guess I just don't really care about Albuquerque. So, if you're in Albuquerque, I would take offense to it. I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here, American government? Why don't you protect me, too? If it was probably LA, you'd be all over it, right? Fuck LA. I mean, don't fuck LA. Well, actually, you know what? As a person that's lived in LA, I could say fuck LA, It's a nice place sometimes, and sometimes it's just fucking goddamn terrible. It's a very, like, bipolar place to live in, honestly. You like LA, but at the same time, Jesus Christ, man, I don't know. It's just hard to describe. It's like, it's such a polarizing place to be just because there's... it's just, I'm not sure if it's just like, the fact that there's just so many fucking people there that it just makes a lot of people just moody and angry. Like, it feels like it's not like a comfy place to live, like there's just not much of a sense of community in a sense. Like, it seems like everybody's just kind of like sometimes up their own ass sometimes. I don't know, that's just kind of my experience with it. Again, I'm just talking from first-hand experience. And LA's a big-ass place, alright? So I can't really necessarily base on the entire aspect of Los Angeles. I mean... The places that I was at, though, I'm just kind of speaking that one. But again, I've also had really good experiences there, too, so it's kind of a weird effect, And I guess that kind of works out in most places, though not every exact, Say if I was go to, like, some place in fucking Missouri or something, I'm pretty sure that people would have, different stories about Missouri, although you don't really hear much about Missouri, so that's the reason why I'm using them. To me, like, places like that would seem, ooh, that's a lot of money, which makes sense because it's a fucking bank, Falcon. Let's move up here. Let's actually boost over here, too, so we can just kind of leave. I wonder if the meta for this game would probably be to kind of take down the tanks early on, or at least when there's enemies around you, take them out, and don't let them overpower you down the line when there's, like, the big-ass helicopters after you, too. Or I wonder if it matters, like, if I was to destroy all the infantry units right now, I wonder if it would just kind of repopulate itself once the next wave of enemies came out. Let's actually beam tank over here if we can. That should have probably got him, for sure. Let's give this a little bit of a theory here. I'm going to try to destroy most of the tanks around me, with at least my powers, and see what happens. There's another tank over there. I like how they could shoot through fucking buildings, and it doesn't take any damage for the buildings themselves. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. If anything, motherfucker, if you shot me through that building, you would have high hell to pay. Like, you'd have to talk to your, your upper figures, your commanding officer. The people of the Albuquerque area would be like, what the fuck, dog? I know you were trying to destroy this kaiju monster over here, but in the process, you killed some of my fucking family members that were in that building at the time. So I'm pretty sure that these guys just shoot to kill, like, without any sort of discretion, but it's not how it should work. There's got to be a little bit of a chain of command thing over here, where it's kind of like, alrighty, sir, can I shoot over here? Yeah, you definitely can. Just, don't shoot the fucking people you're trying to defend. Okay, either way, let's boost up over here and continue onward. So, there's a Godzilla too in the works. the Hollywood Godzilla. I'm happy. I'm excited about it. Now, here's the thing. If you're not a fan, if you weren't a fan of the Godzilla movie, there is talks that Godzilla 2 is going to finally have Mothra. And there's also rumors and reports that Toho is actually allowing us, you know, American Pigus properties to the other monsters. So we're going to definitely more than likely see Mothra, I want to say. You know, maybe we'll see Ghidorah. I think it'd be too... If we're going to do a series out of this movie here in you know, the Hollywood era of Godzilla, if we're going to make a series out of it, I want us to build up to Ghidorah. I just don't want to see Ghidorah straight up in the second movie. You know, it's something you got to build up to, you know? Like, give me some fucking Beyonce, give me some, you know, Space Godzilla, give me, you know, just let me build up to it. Give me some Rodan. You know, Rodan wasn't always Godzilla's bro, you know? They've been, you know, seen as bros in some movies, but they came together just out of, like, you know, necessity. You know, there was, like, a bigger threat involved, and that's the reason why they were together. We have Rodan, you know, flying around. I always forget the Triceratops dude's name, which bothers me a lot because I love that motherfucker so much. I'm not gonna leave yet, but let's not make that same mistake again, Falcon. If it comes too much to handle, we fucking book it. I want to get rid of this tank, though. 66, I think I could hold off a bit longer. That's what she said. Actually, that's what I said, and I lied. Because, baby, this will be the best 30 seconds of your life. Either way, let's get out of Albuquerque right now. We made some good stuff, though. 131, 284 power, 22 knowledge. Yeah, I'm liking it. So we did some pretty good shit here. Alrighty, so let's go back now. We have 300 power stored up over here. Let's speed it up so we get back into the base really quickly. This is the ship that I was talking about, by the way. Alrighty, so let's see here. Money-wise, going to be pretty good. We did some good stuff. Going after that bank was a really good idea. Probably give us a lot of money right there. 449. We still can't do that. Excuse me. Slow it down, slow it down. You're speeding it up and over here healing. Let's see. So Albuquerque's at 18.9 now. What I'm confused about right now is that whatever happened to the threaten ability. You remember, like, on the Falcon one-shot, we had an option to threaten them to, you know, pay us money? Where the fuck is that gone now? Like, it's only giving me the, you know, ability to attack them. There was an update to the game. I'm not sure what the update did, because not only did the update apparently remove this, but it apparently also removed the skins. I no longer have access to the other two skins that I had. I'm not sure if that was because maybe I had, like, some sort of, like, press build or development build, and now that it's updated, it basically updated to a regular build. I'm not sure, but my skins are gone, and I no longer have the ability to, like, you know, strong arm any place over here, which is kind of weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll just keep an eye on it forward. Let's go back to the world, or the secret base anyway. Let's speed up the healing process here. We have 210,000. I know we have enough money to build the storage facility. We don't have enough money for this bad boy, or not enough power for this bad boy over here. We have the money for it now, though. What if we did this? Let's try this out. Let's do storage, because it only costs 80,000. I'm going to go back out and do another mission anyway. So let's build this right here. Now, do you give me... how do I fucking move you somewhere? Is my real question right now. You're healing in the background, which is fine. So... okay, here we go. Right? So let's build him over here. Cancel? I mean cancel. Oh, okay, it was right there. It was just right there in front of me. Storage. Okay. And build. It's gone now. I'm not an idiot. I know how to fucking do it. There we go. Oh, here's the building. Okay, so I could just place you... I'm going to place you here. Okay, it's going to take 4 days to build. It's going to cost us some money, which is fine. We need to get 150,000 for the power thing, if I'm correct, right? So let's go to building over here, and for the facilities itself, 150 to make the advanced training facility. But if I need the production for it, which is this bad boy over here, we need 190,000. So with 60,000 or more, we should be able to build this, and then we could store the excess power in there, I want to say. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's get out of the building area here. We're ready to go? Healed up? Alrighty. We have no new abilities to learn because we've already learned everything. Albuquerque again. Or Anchorage. Let's try out Anchor... they've already healed up completely. Do I really want to give Albuquerque a chance to completely heal up? I feel like we have to keep going after them, right? Let's go after them again, because if we let them heal up, what's the point? There's that ship right there. He's just over here protecting Anchorage. He doesn't give a shit about Albuquerque. Now, I apologize if you're getting tired of seeing Albuquerque over and over. I would hit up other areas, but I need to figure out exactly how the premise of the game works. Like, again, I'm confused as to why the threatened feature is just completely gone. Like, I'd imagine at this point, we've done almost 20% of city damage. At this point, you could essentially kind of be like, hey, Albuquerque, you want me to stop doing this? Give me money. And they would probably stop, but it just hasn't really hit up right now. So let's unpause the game here really quickly. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this. We're going to boost up all the way over here. Does that work in the water? Yeah, it seems like he's moving a bit faster. And I also need to figure out what the fuck these little symbols on the side mean. They've been there for a while. I think 30% is just how fast I'm moving. That 3 shield is basically our defense, I'm going to say, right? Yeah. I'm not sure what BAM means. That means just power, maybe power over time. I don't know. I can't even hover and it'll tell me. It's kind of really just letting me out to dry here. It's kind of like, yeah, you want to know what it is? Okay, figure it out by yourself. Like, see, the bunny one is down to 0% now, meaning the 30% is gone. So there is that. Alrighty, so, I mean, going back to the whole Godzilla thing here. I want us to build up to, like, you know, Ghidorah. But, you know, Tojo is giving the American Godzilla makers rights to some of the monsters because they were pleased with the Godzilla movie. I think the biggest criticism of that I heard from Japan coming out from Japan about Godzilla, our Godzilla anyway, was the fact that they were just like, you know, what happened to Godzilla? Why is he so fat? Is he kind of like, you know, reflecting the American life over here? He's like, you know, been chowing down those Whoppers too much or whatever, the Big Macs, which I thought was pretty funny, honestly. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, I think America does have a little bit of a weight problem at times. No, we're not leaving yet. I'm not sure if are we still the, you know, the biggest country in the world in terms of like weight issues. I know I mentioned this in one of my videos a while back, and then somebody came in and gave me some stats about some other place now that has bigger issues with that. So I don't know. Maybe we're not anymore. Now we're getting healthy. I'm not sure. I know at some point though we were either #1 or really close to being there. So again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. These are just stats that I've heard about. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. Go ahead and do so. But yeah, that was the biggest complaint. It was kind of like, what happened to Godzilla? Why is he so fat? But I like the look of Godzilla. I mean, let's be honest here. Godzilla's always had the childbearing thighs, or the childbearing thighs. This guy, the childbearing hips. He's always been like really hippie. Not hippie like he's over there like smoking blunts and being like, hey man, it's all about peace, love, and like, you know, relationships. And like, no, Godzilla's always been about destroying the shit. It's anything but peace with Godzilla. But he's always been like a really wide dude from the base, right? So yeah, this Godzilla was kind of wide down there. He was probably a little bit wider in the mid-torso section as well. But I think that's because the motherfucker's just been lifting weights. That's all it is, man. I think you got it wrong here. You're getting it twisted here. This dude's just been fucking pushing rhymes like Wade. He's like Dr. Dre and Ice Cube together, probably. Just pushing rhymes like Wade every single time. Let's, get some I-beam action on Jeep Man over here. Hopefully that killed him. If not, I'd be quite surprised if it didn't. Let's go after this fire station over here. Fuck all these houses along the way, though. So, we are going to get a Godzilla 2 Hollywood version. It's going to be a while, though. I forget what year they said, like 2000... I don't think it's 16, right? It's definitely... I think it's like a 3 or 4 year delay. It's a big delay. That pisses me off about movies so much, like those long delays. Like... It feels to me like, you know, we should be churning out movies like crazy these days, but I understand the reason why it's not done, because, you know, once the movie's out, you want to promote it, you want to have people go to the theaters, then after that, you want people to fucking buy the DVDs, buy the Blu-rays, buy the videos on demand. We have DEFCON 4, that's actually kind of terrifying. Okay, we should probably really stick to the edges now, because DEFCON 4 does not fuck around anymore. Now, let's also start shooting up some I-beams over here. Get both of them. Oh, we got both of them. That's great. Let's get this office. Let me go after these big-ass buildings over here. That should probably give us some pretty good stuff, I would say, right? Let me go after that shopper. Can you? No. I was trying to make the shopper, but again, he moved up instead. That's what some of the things I have about the game sometimes. Like, the maneuvering can be a little bit tricky. Oof, that's scary. Let's bring down these office towers for sure, though that's got to give us some amazing rewards, I would imagine, right? Keep attacking. I-beam on the tank. Thank you. Was that fucking attack just literally moving me? Alright, we got the shopper at least. Yeah, pick up the book for knowledge. And let's continue getting out of here. Let's actually boost up if we can. Please move. Please move. Those guys are just wrecking my shit over here right now. Okay, it's a little bit better. Yeah, get this building out of the way. I think we could probably hightail it out of this area through this side over here. It's a little bit emptier, so we won't have to go through so much resource. As a matter of fact, let's go after this area over here just so it could give us like an easy getaway. If we need it. Oh, it didn't break completely? Oh, beams, you let me down. No, not this way. Not this way. Not yet. We still have 91 health, so unless they start busting out some big guns pretty fast, I think we should be fine. Okay, those are the big guns that I was worried about. Let's get out of here. Leave. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. Not this time. We barely got any money. Shit power. Yeah, this was a terrible run. I'm not excited about that run. But they're at 24.9 now, which is pretty good. The region in general is up to 2.5 damage, and the economy is at, you know, what is that, 5 million? Morale's at 100%. It doesn't matter how much I've beat up Albuquerque, the morale over on the region's like, I told you, nobody cares about Albuquerque in this area. It's kind of weird. The silo is now complete, though, so that's good. So, here's the thing, though. If you're not a fan of the Godzilla Hollywood movies, I'm a fan. I like the first one. I saw it twice, as I mentioned, and I'm excited for the second one, even though it's fucking 2020 or whatever year it's coming out at this point. I'm looking forward to it. Because of the success of that, it seems that Tojo is also rebooting their own Godzilla thing. So what's amazing about this entire thing is that we're going to have American Godzilla happening and original Japanese overlord granddaddy Tojo Godzilla happening. So I'm excited about that. Because I'm not sure if you guys have watched the, let's slow down time over here a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys have watched the last few Japanese Godzilla movies, which was the Millennium series that went up to 2004, if I'm right. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it went up to 2004 or something. It was the, you know, early 2000s. And they started using more CG for those. And, you know, as a purist, you want to say, like, yeah, I like the Godzilla with the dudes in the suit and everything like that. They still had that in the Millennium series, but they also added more CGI, and I think it worked. We got badass Gigan out of that, too, which, you know, I'm excited about. I love Gigan's new look compared to how he looked in the 70s or 80s to this Millennium look. He looked like a motherfucker. Gigan looked like the shit. So I'm excited about, you know, Japan doing their own Godzilla reboot as well, which you know, they're the masters at it, you know, they're the dudes. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to have not only Japanese Godzilla happening, but American Godzilla simultaneously at some point. And that's going to be pretty good for everybody, especially if you're a Kaiju fan for sure. So we're over here recovering here meanwhile. We built a silo. We're at 221. Oh, check this out though. I think we have a bigger, yeah, we definitely have a bigger capacity of energy now because of the silo itself. That's increased, you know, enormously. We need 190,000 to get the big power plant happening, if I'm right. Yeah, so one more trip out should essentially give us enough money to actually do that. Unfortunately, we're not going to do a trip today because we're almost out of time. So instead, we're just going to basically call an episode here. We have 2 plutonium too, by the way, or my bad, not plutonium, plutonium. But I'm going to call an episode here. We will continue going forward. This may be a bit longer. We'll see. I'll see how the first 3 episodes are kind of taken. And hopefully you guys are, you know, again, I encourage you, get involved with the, you know, comments down below. Let me know how you feel about things that we're talking about. Get your own opinions in there too. This is more of a just let's chat and talk about Kaiju series. I'm doing this because people wanted to see how the game worked beyond just the start of the game itself. I want to get there at some point, but I want to do it just kind of like having a good time, just talking about random stuff in the process, not just focusing on the game itself. I'll focus on it when we're here in the base area, but when I'm out there just crashing shit and destroying stuff, you know, let's just talk about whatever. So here's something I want to do too. Just leave some comments below if you want to talk about or want me to focus on a conversation, something. Kind of keep it Kaiju related if you can, though. That's all I'm going to ask for you guys. Just keep it kind of in the theme of what the game's about. But, you know, I already talked about Pacific Rim and Godzilla, and the Godzilla one, I could go on with other monsters too, which is fine, that are a part of the Godzilla world too, which is something I'll probably do. But either way, leave your comments, disagreements, agreements, opinions, etc., and also some suggestions of what else to talk about, and I'll, you know, cover it. It's fine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. I will catch you next time. Maybe.